We just stayed in Budva Montenegro for 3 days, and this is everything that we did. On the first afternoon, we checked into our lovely little Airbnb and headed through the town towards Mogren Beach. There's actually 2 different beaches here. You can get from Mogren Beach 1 to 2 by the connecting bridge. The water here is crystal clear, and the beach itself was absolutely gorgeous, but it wasn't quite warm enough to swim yet, so after a beer and some crisps, we then wandered into Budva Old Town instead. Budva's Old Towns really surprised me. I'd heard a lot of people say that Kotel felt less touristy in comparison, but for me, it kind of felt like the opposite. Budva smelled smaller, cuter, more relaxed, and a lovely little square that had lots of little wandering cats as well. We sat there in the sun for a couple of hours teaching ourselves how to play rummy over a cold beer, and we've played it every day since. It's our favourite game. For dinner, we found a Cevap restaurant that actually recently opened, and they were amazing. They let us try all the different meats, and honestly, such good Cevap, just as good as the ones that we had in Bosnia. Cheap, friendly, and seriously tasty. The next morning, we had some really good flat whites at this cafe, and we grabbed some Burek next door at the bakery before grabbing the bus as we were heading to see Sveti Stefan. And I've got mixed feelings about this place because it's absolutely beautiful, crystal clear waters, pink sands, and the gorgeous Sveti Stefan Island village, but the fact that you can't get onto the island, including the locals, due to being owned by a luxury resort, just doesn't sit right. And it's due to reopen in July after having come to like an agreement where some of the beaches will be privatised, some of it will be accessible. So we grabbed the opportunity to lay on the beach beside it without having to pay for the overpriced sunbeds that will inevitably making a comeback this year. We had such a nice time just laying here, sunbathing, swimming, before tucking into our Burek that we had massively underestimated in size. We then walked through to the second bay where you get an incredible view from above, but we were passing through to the third and final Queen's Beach, unaware at the time that this beach is actually going to become privatised again come July. So we lay, swam, drank and ate, unknowingly that this could be our very last time that we lie on this beach. And I hope that someday the beaches will become public again, because I feel like that's how it should be. The next day we grabbed a bus to Sutomore station as we were heading for a boat tour on Lake Skadar. We got to Verbzar station, started walking up the street and ignored all stranger danger learning and got in the car with a man who offered us the lift. And he actually turned out to be the owner of a restaurant that we were heading to. Very kind and a very smart business tactic. If somebody's giving you a lift, why would you say you're not going to go to their restaurant? Of course you will. We then headed to our boat trip, which we actually booked through Airbnb, which seemed to be cheaper than the ones being sold on site. So we sailed down the river leading to the lake through the tall reeds, and our guide Lazar talked us through the nature and the history of the lake, and it was absolutely incredible. And then this happened. Oh my god, is that a pelican? Fucking hell, it is. That's a pelican. We spotted the famous Dalmatian pelican, which is actually the rarest pelican species in the world. We cooled off with a dip, and apparently we were the first swimmers of the season, but I think being British, you're not put off by any kinds of cold weather or cold waters, you know? We then took a short walk to this incredible viewpoint of the lake, and then headed back down to one of the restaurants that was overlooking the river for yet another pint and a round of rummy, before heading back to the Pelikan restaurant for their classic grilled carp, which is actually caught in the lake. This was my first time trying carp, and it had a great meaty bite to it with a delicate sweet taste. Yum, the carp. My man.
He's dancing.
Food was fantastic, the setting is amazing, and the service was great as well, and it was just the perfect end to our Montenegro trip.